Did you guess correctly? Without looking it up, did you guess that it was Armada Megatron? Well, here he is in his tank mode. We're starting in tank mode because just look at this thing. You already know how it transforms. And I think this tank mode is a good place to start. So it's a green Cyber H tank. Yeah, that about covers it. Nah, we'll talk about it a bit more. Yeah, his head is right there, bold as brass. I feel like there's inspiration to the movie somehow. Revenge of the Fallen Megatron being a weirdly green tank dude with his face right up front. I don't know, maybe it was a homage to Armada Megatron. But there's a lot of detail on this thing. Like all these. That's not a pentagon? I don't know what shape that is, but those pockets of gray there, streaks of orange all over the place. I imagine that's the hatch somebody would use to get in this tank if Megatron allowed anybody inside him. Oh my. Uh, just tons. We get a side shot. You can already look at the bottom, which has got 4 decently rolling caster wheels. So imagine he can run over his enemies. Size comparison. Here's a different Megatron that's also a tank. Here's a different purple and green Megatron played by David Kaye. Yes. And here's, just for the sake of it, possibly my favorite toy ever. Dragon David Kaye. But screw Beast Machines, I'm rewriting the canon where once he went back to Cybertron, he ditched his dragon mode and gave himself a Cybertron body inspired by this. Because there's got to be some carryover. Not really, because we're ignoring RID completely, but David Kaye wasn't in RID as Megatron. And there has to be some callback to Generation 2 Megatron, who's purple and green and a tank and stuff, but I don't have a G2 Megatron. Although the last time we saw Armada Megatron, excuse me, Beast Wars Megatron can't stand up right now, apparently. There we go. Was in Combiner Wars, where they did a leader class version similar to this, and then just repainted it purple and gave it some horns. And I'd see that toy in the shop and be like, I remember episode 1 of Armada. I kind of want to get an Armada Megatron, but I'm happy I waited because this toy is better. What I absolutely love about David Kaye's performance as Armada Megatron is when he shows up in episode 1, all he does for gotta be the first 30 seconds to a minute of his appearance is just grunting, which frankly is relatable. That's what I do whenever I'm around people. Whenever I have to be around people. It's just like, why would you tell him, David Kaye, who's done 3 seasons already as a Transformers voice actor, to just show up and go, for, I didn't time it, but it got to be at least 30 seconds before he actually says a word. Play features on the tank. You can swivel the turret only that far. It does not go farther back. Actually, it goes farther back this way than it does this way. Interesting. Oh, I wasn't going to show that off yet, but you can remove the tip of the barrel for reasons we'll get to in robot mode, but it can also hinge up and down if you want to shoot jet fire out of the sky, I guess. I'm 26 episodes into Armada at this point, if you're keeping track. And we have this gun, which doesn't really have a feature in this mode, unfortunately. Again, unless you want to shoot the sky. It's blast effect compatible? Of course it is. And the main barrel, because of course. That actually looks right there. You also have ports here, here, on the sides, on the side. Those would be very important in robot mode, but we do have a mini-con. Not his mini-con, mind you, which is hilariously named Leader 1. The leader of the good GoBots. We'll say Megatron stole Hotshot's mini-con briefly. They did fight quite a bit, at least the first early chunk of the season. But you can plug a mini-con onto him. And we'll do that again in robot mode. More size comparisons. Here is his nemesis. Not Nemesis Prime, but his arch nemesis, Optimus Prime. They look pretty good together for scale. I don't know vehicle to tank scale very well. Hot shot. His minions. Starscream. Demolisher. And Cyclonus. Sort of Clonus. How could I forget the gloriousness that is Cybertron Megatron? The motherfucking Batmobile Transformer. Buzzsaw. So I'm gonna transform all of them, and that's gonna take a bit. So see you after no messages. I'm back from my canoe trip. No, actually, I went to work. To transform this guy, we could start by flipping down these. They look like Decepticon mud flaps. Like some asshole would put them on his car and have like a Megatron was right bumper sticker or something. And gonna fold the leg, make sure this panel isn't locked in, and just straighten the leg. Fold that in, flip out the front, flip out the back, and you've got a leg done. To the other side, same thing. Fold in, fold out, fold out. Rotate the waist. They've got the lower half all done. Even if you want, you can rotate that like that. Fold these side pieces in. And quite frequently, when I'm going back to vehicle mode, I would forget to fold them out because they tab into the shoulder. And also keep the leg in place. So do that. Make sure his horn doesn't fall off. And fold the shoulder down on that hinge. Open it up. And we're going to pry out an arm. Close that back up. Close that up. Fold out the hand. You know what? Let's give him his horn back. There we go. The same thing on the other side. Fold out. Fold it down. Fold, fold, reveal, hand. And for the final step, the dramatic head reveal. The dramatic face reveal. And there we have the powerhouse that is Armada Megatron. And this robot mode just does it for me. Like, just looking at it, I'm like, you're goddamn right. Like, it just has that, like, je ne sais quoi, to borrow an old phrase. Like, it just feels powerful, even though it's just an action figure, but I can feel the on-screen presence of him. So, first off, get a shot of the face. And that is definitely the face you make when you see all your Decepticons fail mission after mission after mission. Just, that is the epitome of, I'm not mad, Starscream, I'm just disappointed. But here he is in all of his glory. I love this robot mode, but it's not perfect. First off, the arms look a little short. Like, they don't quite reach his knees, but that's honestly because they have to fold up into his shoulders. And they couldn't make his shoulders any bigger. So, I forgive that. This piece right here, doesn't it look like it has it should have a sliding mechanism to it to reveal that battle mask? But no, it's just a fold down flap. That's all they cover his face. Find that hilarious. The color scheme, while very Megatron-y, isn't 100% accurate to the show. It feels like most of Megatron's orange here is red in the show. Like the cannons, the horn pieces, like, it feels much more red. And a lot of the time his eyes actually feel orange in the show. So it feels like he's got his color scheme kind of reversed. But I don't really mind. And it looks like he's got a face on his crotch. Although I do love the callback to the original toy with the sculpted in, like, choking hand. Although it does look weird with the big hole and the tiny hole. I guess it's designed to fit a variety of neck sizes. Starscream! We'll get to that comparison later. Surprised they actually removed the Decepticon insignia on this piece right here. Because if you see in the show, he has all three. One on the shoulder and one in the middle here. But, like, there are scenes of the animation where it's not visible with a straight on chest scene. So it's fine. And this robot mode is awesome. As you saw, the horns are removable. They only actually fit on one way, I found. They're made of the flexible material that's not very good, but oh, never mind. You just have to get them. Yeah, they do fit on both ways. And also, additionally, they're extendable on the show, not on the toy.
Full attack mode! There must be a mix-up in your matrix if you think you can attack me on your own.
Extendo horns. It doesn't surprise me that somebody made a custom RID Thunderhoof out of the Combiner Wars mold of Armada Megatron, because the horns, antlers. Oh, was it this one? I can't remember, but That was an awesome idea. It was probably the combiner, or somebody had a sketch drawn of it. Yeah, I want to see that. I want to look it up at some point. Maybe, I don't know. It's hard to discuss this toy because I'm trying to put into words just how awesome he is, and I'm having a hard time with that. Ball jointed head does not get a super amount of ball jointed range. You do get the horns to fly off. That's a recurring theme on this thing is these horns are not plugged in super securely. You get a rotation, get a bit of looking down, not much looking up, and not much side to side. The shoulders are something everyone complains about because they're the same setup as a Scourge, the RID Scourge, where the shoulder pad doesn't move, but the arm does beneath it. And honestly, I was fine with it on Scourge, but on Megatron, it kind of bugs me a bit more because like I want to move the shoulder to move the arm forward, but like that doesn't look right to me because he would move his shoulders backwards in the show, like he move his full arm because they're part of his arm. You can move them out, and they don't tab in, unfortunately. So they tend to move more freely than where you want the arm to move. I do wish they tabbed in. The bicep swivel is good. Beyond 90-degree elbow, he does have hollow inner, but he does have a wrist swivel, so that kind of makes up for it slightly. He does have a waist swivel, and he has an ab swivel we'll get to. Hips. Ratcheted. Only forwards and back, though. Outward, no ratchet. But you can go super deep with your thigh swivel and your ratcheted knee. Oh, that's nice. And it does kind of look like he wouldn't have an ankle tilt, but look at just the sheer amount of plastic that's moving there. It is a lot. And, you know, you can bend the foot down, mostly for transformation, but the heel might be useful. So overall, posability is very good, if not kind of limited just by the design of these shoulders. We have other stuff we can do. So we do have a massive cannon backpack that doesn't need to stay a backpack. So first off, you can just point the barrel forward, which was his main attack mode in the show. Considering he doesn't have a handheld gun, he would just do that and shoot whenever he wasn't using the Star Saber. Hot shot, you have to give up the Star Saber. There we go. Now he has the Star Saber that's way too short for him. Does not look proportional to his massive body. There you go. You can have your Star Saber back. But you can also flip in the hand, remove the barrel, and use it as a not a handheld weapon, but a hand cannon. Because he's going to be compatible with a future release Armada tidal wave. And to do the full thing, we need, well, that Armada tidal wave, but to also swivel the weapon pack. Yep, you can do the front-facing tummy guns. They're not Tommy guns, they're tummy guns. And that's why this hinges forward just to do this. You can't do the spinning Gatling gun feature that he did in the show because it doesn't spin the whole way. But he can freaking do it. He has the backpack port to accommodate tidal wave. He has the arm ports to accommodate tidal wave. Oh God, how big is that tidal wave going to be? Got to be at least Commander, if not bigger. So I'm looking forward to that. What else can you do? You can plug a Minicon onto his arms. Just to show you where tidal wave will go. This is as close approximation as we're going to get to the Skyboom shield. You can plug it into his shoulder pauldron. You could even open up his shoulder pauldrons. Probably stick your weed in there. And yeah, I think that's everything. He does have ports on his feet and his shins, but I think that's all for play features. And really, besides, I'm trying to think of what the original had that this guy doesn't. Haven't played with the original Armada Megatron toy, but I am completely satisfied with all the play features you get on this one. So let's do some size comparisons. The other Mega Tank, who I don't know if I'm more happy with that style of kibble management. Optimus Prime. Come on. Yay. Optimus Prime. Hot shot. Starscream. Bumbling idiot. Demolisher. Absolutely useless. Cyclonus. Get out of my sight. Other David K's. See, they gotta be connected somehow. Other David K. And this is one somehow I forgot. The final iteration of David K. Megatron, Cybertron Megatron. I'm not 100% on that. I can't remember if he played afterwards, but the final Unicron trilogy. And I want to bring Optimus Prime back in for a second because this is not, in my head at least, not the scale. Because to me, it felt like Megatron is so much bigger than Optimus in the show that he literally had to use his super mode just to kind of get an even playing field against Megatron, at least power wise. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention another one of my absolute favorite moments of Armada is when Optimus disengages his super mode and throws his legs at Megatron as an attack. And who knows, maybe you could use these as a defense mechanism against people sneaking up on it. Unfortunately, this port is not compatible with anything else, nor is that peg. They're just slightly too big to go anywhere else. You think it could go Here? Nope. Overall, this is a great figure. It has its slight issues, but overall, it might just be recency bias because I'm still watching Armada, but this figure is great. It's great. It's great. I feel like I should mention that I got him off Amazon, and I had to buy him twice. Now, I'm not going to insult delivery drivers because it's not their fault that they're forced to work the way they work. Hopefully, nobody died getting this Megatron to me. I also find it hard to say anything about Amazon because technically I have a working affiliate contract with Twitch that goes through Jeff Bezos, who owns Amazon as well. So, like, they're terrible, but I have a contract with them, unfortunately, an affiliate. So, hey, subscribe on Twitch if you want. If you see any YouTube videos on here that are video games, they're played first over there. There's always a link in the description. I don't know. I absolutely recommend this figure to any fan of Armada or any fan of David K. I'm so looking forward to this in Galvatron colors. Please do a Gen Selects Galvatron. Because I might not be at that point in the season yet, but that color scheme is sick, and it would look amazing on this toy. So thanks for watching. Hope you have enjoyed. And where to next for Armada? We don't know. Legacy United is going to animated. So, not 100% sure when they'll come back around to Armada, if they will. Obviously, that tidal wave, at some point, they have to be cooking that up. Hasn't been revealed yet. If we're getting things like Megatron in the Commander, is it Commander? Yeah, I believe it's Commander class Megatron from Beast Wars Neo. Then we got to do more. But until next time, thanks for watching. And yeah, keep it weird. Bye.